Judges, please help me welcome the contestants. Build from the Usmano Danfodio University, Sokoto, and your faculty advisor, Mr. Bube Mutaka. You have 1 minute for your setup period, please. You may now begin your presentation.
Growing up in Lagos, I used to pray for the day my parents would pack into our own house. That day never arrived until 9 years after the foundation was initially laid. 24.4 million Nigerians are homeless or stay in informal houses. Large percentage of Lagos, 70% of Lagos stay in informal housing. From Iyaruka's early morning towns to Saturday tenant meetings that never end well, we all agree that face me, I face you apartments are no place you want to raise your kid. From cultism to armed robbery to rapes and the psychology effect these setups have on children, Nigeria has a big housing problem on our hand. We have 24.22 million housing deficits in Nigeria, which is estimated at 51 trillion naira. Houses in Nigeria cost cost a lot because of the ever rising price of cement. Growing up, cement was 1,200 naira. Coming out of a pandemic, cement now costs 3,700 naira. Some Nigerians don't even earn up to these amounts in a day. But why stop at one problem when you can solve two? Every year, 513 million tons of plastic find their way to our water bodies, causing deaths to aquatic animals, um, bad, values of life, and risk of cancer. Plastics are one of the greatest threats to our continued existence as a species.
I am Amidu Muhammad, and with me is Bashir Bunyamin Balogun. We are Team Plastic Build. At Plastic Build, our dream is to provide housing, a way for Africans to own their houses cheaper and faster. How do we do this? We do this using producing plastic bricks, using plastic waste and sand. Now, please could you take us to the next slide? Now, what are the problems? Plastic waste is everybody's problem. There is a huge housing deficit in Nigeria and Africa. Bricks in the market are costly, while the plastic bricks are actually flammable. Next slide, please. How are we solving these problems? We are converting plastic waste in the dumping sites, farms, canals, and oceans to eco and user-friendly building bricks for housing. Our bricks helps to build faster, cheaper, durable, and comfortable housing for all. We are in a digital generation where the average millennial dreads very slow internet. So you can't expect this millennial should be able to wait for as long as 10 years before he owns his home. It's actually too long for him. So with Plastic Build, you can actually build an average 3-bedroom flat in less than a week, at highest of a week. Now, we provide safe and flame retardant, socket and detachable brick innovation. You would agree with me that a few weeks back, the Kaduna State government issued a quit notice to the Panteka market, the automobile spare part market that has been there for 60 years, that they should leave. Now, Alhaji Sule is one of the owners of the warehouses there. He has been depressed since the quit notice was released because he's going to be losing a lot. He's going to be losing a lot. His property is going to be demolished. This has caused him depression. If Alhaji Sule had built using plastic bricks, like plastic built bricks, he could, all he would just need to do would be detach these bricks using a specific technology. You detach these bricks at location and you rebuild with it. And that is going to save you a very lesser cost instead of losing plastic waste collection from the dump sites. We use the scavengers, the waste management companies around to get our waste. We buy the waste from them. Then it proceeds to pre-processing. This pre-processing includes sorting, shredding, and washing or cleaning. After that, we move it to the processing, where it undergoes some chemical processes like melting, metering, compression, and the rest of that, which proceeds to molding. From the molding, we get our product, and from there, our product will move straight to the market. Next slide.
Entering into the African housing sector, a sector that has been practically calling out to us for years to act as Messiah. Our role is to provide building bricks, which cost 30% lesser than the modern day price for Africans to own homes that really speak for themselves. Our products are fire retardant, they are cheaper, they are detachable, which means you have reduced or no use for cement. They weigh less, there is reduced time for building because it dries in 30 minutes. You don't have to wait weeks before you can lay another layer on it. Next slide. Now, the millennials, just under 30, constitute the biggest market available to us. They are the ones just starting to get a grip hold of their lives and wanting to own homes and raising families. Also, government at all low cost houses projects every year, making use of real estate developers. Real estate owners who want to own estates also come to these real estate developers for developing their estate. What we hope to do is to meet with real estate developers to give them a means where they can build estates faster, cheaper, but still deliver to their customers. Next slide. In the market today, millionaires are people that are choosing speed of completion and comfort. Just like my partner said, nobody wants to wait around for years before they can complete their building. Millennials dread slow internet. They dread anything slow. We are able to provide this for them. Now more than ever, the pandemic has taught us that it is very wrong for us to congest ourselves in urban areas. People are looking to move more rapidly out of urban areas into rural areas for them to be safe from this kind of pandemics. Our product is suitable for this kind of market. Resources have been lost to the pandemic, jobs have been lost. People still want to build houses at cost prices. So we are able to provide this kind of service to them. They can continue their construction goals and have no effect on their savings. Next slide. Now, according to UN Habitat, the average African spent 330 billion US dollars after the pandemic on housing, between paying for mortgages, rent, and securing land. Out of this, about 33%, which is 10% of it, was spent on building bricks, which is our forte. Now, we know that we would have to start up in Nigeria before we can move outside the country. We have problems with insurgencies. Communities are still inaccessible, which means only about a market of 12 billion is actually accessible to us upon startup in Nigeria. Move on. Our fixed cost of production as a startup is pegged at 3 million naira. Our variable Our profit is greater than that of contemporary blocks, but our price is still more friendly than the 170 contemporary bricks are sold. Based on current market projections and cost of living, our break-even point would arrive when we sell 60,000 units. Now, these are assumptions we know can go wrong due to in increase in the cost of living every day. But we know that if you can get 2 customers per month for 10, we will break even because it takes an average of 3,000 bricks to build a 3-bedroom apartment. 3,000 bricks from 2 customers would give us 60,000 bricks sold in 10 months. Our competitors in the market, our internet competitors are the cement manufacturers who will to take off the market. We want average Nigerians to be able to build without cement. We want average Nigerians to be able to build cheaper. Our products are cheaper, they have optimized features. Our products keep the room at room temperature always because plastic are insulators. We have optimized features we are bringing into the market. Also, there is fear that plastics are flammable, which our competitors like Brickify Nigeria do not have what we have brought into it. Our plastics are actually fire retardant. At certain temperature, they give off CO2, which means they're actually fire extinguishers in their own right.
Okay, the team. I myself, Amidu Mohammed. I'm a research assistant with the Sokoto Energy Research Center. We work on polymer chemistry, and with this, I believe I can work under the research and development aspect of the team. My partner, Bashir Bunyami Balogun, is a trained business builder. He has attended a lot of trainings, which we believe we can come together and make plastic build a reality.
Thanks for this presentation. I have two questions for you. One is, given the high optimism that you have in providing houses for I think over 5 million households, homeless households in Nigeria, have you ever thought of how you can get adequate plastic waste to meet this demand?
Yes, ma'am.
That is one. Then secondly, I will expect that this kind of thing, being that your products are going to be cheaper, affordable, so we'll expect that these products to the people, the target market, these are the low income earners in the villages. But if you now cite your factory, I don't know where you intend to start your factory, how do you intend getting to these people so that
Okay,
they can
ma'am.
take advantage of that?
Upon startup, we'll be getting our materials from local scavengers, which are actually already existent. People that go to refuse dump to pick valuable things from the refuse dump. Right now, they don't have a secured means that they are going to get paid for these things. But with our company, we know when they bring this plastic waste, we would always have use for it. Now, on expansion, our role is we'll be looking to establish waste collection points at communities to get plastics from households directly. Now, this will serve us at two things. We'll be able to provide jobs for locals at this collection point. Also, we'll be able to have direct interaction with households, be able to sensitize them on waste management, and also help them to become advertisement agents for us. When new people come to build in those communities, we are the first point of call because we've done good for the community and we hope them to do the same back to us. Also, on reaching the rural areas, unlike our competitors, the normal bricks we know, they are not made to fly the bad roads we have in the country, but our products are stronger. So no bad road would be enough to break our bricks. We can reach every point of our target market because our bricks can withstand the roads. So at any point we start up, would be able to get to our targets.
Yeah. In addition, about how we get our plastic waste and how sure we are that we're going to get it. Lagos State alone produces 30,000 tons of plastic waste daily. Lagos suffers from what's it called? Overflowing. Not because they are not drainages, they are actually drainages. But I'm very sure when you are water bottle now, you are not going to take it home. You dump it somewhere. So this coagulates the drainages. I grew up in Bari.
Are you talking about the millennials as one? Please take this of the question. Are they millennials? One. And secondly, you were saying that you gave a number, because I don't want to quote you, I want to that a lot of people are moving from urban to rural. I need to know that they do carry out a survey or just relying on some kind of dogma, like saying that, oh, people are living for COVID or whatever. So I need to know if there was a survey that's telling you that people are moving from urban to rural. And thirdly, because you're talking about you can build this house in a week. So if assuming that kind of building needs a wrap foundation, so I going to go ahead with such building and I'll be done in 1 week. My question. Thank you.
Okay, so millennials are our biggest customers because according to the UN Habitats, they are the ones that are currently buying houses the most. Now, they are our biggest customers, not our only customers. Also, the figure of people moving from urban to regional. Lagos build houses in Ogun State. Most new houses in Ogun State are actually people that have moved away from Lagos, actually work in Lagos, but now live in Ogun State. So, yes, sir. So, Ogun State is predominantly rural. Yes, sir. It is predominantly rural, sir. It is predominantly rural. Yes, sir. There is still minimal infrastructure in place. There are land available for buying. Yes, sir. No, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
And it's in Moway.
Okay, sir.
Bariga, you can't compare Bariga to Bishopper.
Definitely.
So
Yes,
that's
sir.
what, yeah. So please, when you're accepting, you need to be careful of what kind of data you bring out.
Okay,
So
sir.
that they don't use it against you.
Okay, sir. Your third question about the kind of foundation, sir. I don't actually understand, but I feel you're talking about places that are actually battling from flooding and the rest. Yes. Now, our products are water resistant, so they are ideal for those kind of places. You don't need German flooding before you can build on them. Our products will not absorb the water and they will last long.
Okay. Yes, sir. I want you to be specific.
Yes, sir.
You said product is a bricks, right?
Yes, sir.
Now you're talking about building.
Yes, sir.
Are you producing blocks? Initially, when we discussed, you said you are using these bricks for interlock purpose. You mentioned that for uh, the use of the product to this solve flood problem in Lagos. The problem is not the water that comes out from the ground. When it rains, water does not flow, right? Again, there is sea rise in Lagos. That is a threat. Your products cannot be a solution to the threat of sea. When we discuss, you said you don't use all plastic products. There are some policies about Lagos. You combine all the plastic products. So you have to deduct those, identify those plastic products that you can actually use for this purpose and get the rate of production, the quantity, and what you actually need. So you need to do this. Thank you.
Okay, sir. On Plastics were initially built to provide a substitute for ivory, so we don't kill off all our elephants. Unless we want to go back to clean.
Last question is, how are you going to convince people to buy from you when you have?
Thank you for your presentation. Judges, okay, so judges, we'll take a few minutes right now, and that will be for 5 minutes. We'd like for anyone who wants to even step, second step, 5 minutes, and let's be back on our feet so we can continue the presentation for the remaining 2 minutes. Thank you.
people with one song, with one voice. We're a nation undivided and poised. We will take us down and build our land in faith to defend what is ours. Here we are as a people with one heart for one cause. We're determined to rebuild and restore. Where freedom rise and truth prevails. Our land, where there's hope for us all. Our land, where there's hope for us all. We'll defend our land. We believe in together. We'll defend our land. We believe in Nigeria and the promise she holds, and that one day we'll shine like the sun. We're a great nation. Many people, different tribes, different tongues, we're united in our strength and resolve to uphold the honor of our land and for
Begin shortly, please. Everybody, please be seated.
Are you tired? Dr. Musa, don't worry, we are rounding up in a bit. Please don't get tired. Refreshment is coming soon. You know how African Magic movie is coming soon. You see three dots. Coming soon. Thank you. Please keep the refreshment quiet, please. Except you are part of those serving refreshment, you should be seated, please, or the camera crew. So if you're not serving refreshment, you're not among the camera crew or the production crew, and you are standing, you are wrong. Totally wrong. You are not in the production team and you are not very refreshing and you are standing, you are wrong, please. Can you make it right? Thank you. Number 4, are you ready, please? So can you confirm your refresh are waiting on you to do this transaction? Come on. Refreshments, are you done? Okay, so Prof is back. We can start now. Team Questas.
It's an epic football game right here, ladies and gentlemen. And we've got two teams that are equally matched.
Chat. But before they begin their presentation, I would like to have a word with the judges. During the Q&A session, please let's ask questions. Whatever feedback we have our individual evaluation form so we can put it down for the team to reflect upon when they are done with their presentation. So when it's passed to you, questions so that we enable all the judges who are willing to ask questions also do so.
After day. 875 million people are hungry right now. That's 1 in 8 people on the planet. We see the effects of hunger firsthand. It prevents adults from working. It stunts the growth of babies. It stops children growing. Every 12 seconds, a child dies from hunger-related causes, making it one of the biggest health problems facing the world today. We believe with access to the world's resources, hunger is a problem that can be solved.
Nigeria is a very beautiful nation, a nation with beautiful contrasts. Home to diverse cultures and languages, sadly, our nation is faced with problems of insecurity, hunger, poverty, and many more, but to mention just a few. The food production of Nigeria is less than 1.5% a year, with a population of about 3.2%. With this, research has also shown that 9.1% of Nigerians go a whole day without meal. But let's be particular about these problems. Number one, food insecurity. 25% globally and 21.3% in sub-Saharan Africa are facing issues of food insecurity. 7 out of 10 Nigerians do not have access to nutritious food. This was a research done by Oxfam. Oil-contaminated soil like the Niger Delta region do not have access to good food. Why? Because they find it difficult to farm because of the contamination of their soil. There is high cost of food, particularly vegetables gives me about a very good example of my auntie who has a restaurant in Lagos. I was engaging her on a single day because of my passion for agriculture. She told me about how she spent lots of money every single time in importing in transportation of tomato rather, about 10 baskets from the north to the south. Sometimes the bulk of these tomatoes get wasted on the road. Let me give you one practical example. In 2016, Nigeria experienced the worst tomato scarcity. Some even call it tomato Ebola, when a bulb of tomato was sold for more than a liter of petrol. That is very disturbing. But with a head for business and a heart for the world, myself and my teammates have come together to solve this solution. Imagine if you had a system that enables you cultivate plants at the comfort of your home. Imagine if you have less physical engagement, where all you have to do is sit down at the comfort of wherever you are and have 100% control over that system. Imagine if you were my auntie, if you could grow these vegetables at the comfort of your home without having to import them every single time. Now stop imagining. We have a solution for you. But before the solution, let's look at more problem. There is extreme hunger, especially in our developing economy. Droughts, places with low annual rainfall have high cost of planting and cultivation of crops. Also, contamination of groundwater by chemicals. A research done by Sheffield University in 2015 shows that the earth has lost about 1/3 of its arable land. This dramatic loss of soil fertility has come in a time where there is high request for food. The issues of cultivation has further exacerbated this issue. Child nutrition as a result of chemical fertilization is one of these issues. Also, the issues of security threats. I have shared this story about Mr. Ashimodu, who is very scared of going to the farm because of security issues, and also the inability to take care of plants before traveling. I have a practical example of someone here who met me, and then when we discussed our innovation, she regretted why she had not bought it long before now. But that is why we are here, to provide solutions to your problem. Now, we said you should stop imagining because we have a solution. A smart hydroponic system that hydroponic system is a system of growing plants without soil, which means soil farming. However, it is not a new thing. What is unique about our own problem is that it is completely automated, which simply means that you can use your cell phone by an app developed by us to operate every single thing. We also have sensors in the system to check the nutrient content of the solution. These issues will be tackling about 5 sustainable development goals, namely hunger, poverty. We are also in the renewable economy because of our products. Now let's look at our market niche. First, we have the agricultural sector. It enables you to grow your vegetables at the comfort of your home. Efficient water management with the use of water, because water is being recycled every single time. It makes no contact with the ground, so there is no contamination of groundwater. How about the technological sector, which is part of our niche? As a system, you can control the system wherever you are across the world. A demonstration we showed today proves this. Also, the design and modification are possible and also can be incorporated in such a way that can give aesthetic beauty based on customer satisfaction. Create employment through construction and installation of our system. As a matter of fact, at the first year, we intend to employ 100 people to create employment for them, to enable them have job opportunities, and then in the vending of our organic substance. Also, in the routine services of our systems, our system requires adequate installation every single time. Our market analysis. Now, we carried out a survey before we came to this place, and we discovered that people the capacity to be able to cultivate plants on their own. This age group of people, 19 to 30 years of people, as shown in this graph, have more higher percentage of that, and also from 30 years above. So this graph gives us a guide about our market analysis, about our competitive analysis, and also about our business model. Now, during the analysis, we discovered that Nigerian spends about 21 to 50,000 every single month in having to buy vegetables for their household. This shows how many percentage of Nigerians will want to grow crops at the comfort of their homes, which simply means that going to the market is not because they always want to, but because they do not have an option. Poverty is not just the lack of income, but also the absence of choice. Now, these are the amount of people that have heard about our hydroponic system, and it gives you a foreview about how our market analysis is going to look like. We asked them how much they are willing to pay for our hydroponic system. About 60,000 to 100,000 is the highest of what they are willing to pay. And guess what? Our hydroponic system cost just about 40,000 to 45,000 naira. Let's go. Next, please. Now, our customers. Our customers will be basically general household, farmers, agro companies, and restaurants. Next, please. Our total available market will be worldwide household and farmers. Our serviceable available market will be the South-South, Southwest, Southeast, and the North Central, with a population of 81 million people and 16 million households. Our serviceable obtainable market will be places like Lagos, Abuja, Ibadan, Kano, Ekiti. Population of 41 million people and 19 million households. We intend to capture 80% of our households. Now let's move to our market trend. The trend in the market of the agricultural sector is to be able to use less cost, less time, and less energy to have maximum yield and good nutritional value. What is the leverage? We know that for our product to be efficient and sustainable, it must be profitable, practical,
You mentioned that the cost of your system is 40,000 naira.
yes, sir.
Okay.
40 to 45.
Is this for household or it is for a commercial farm?
Okay, the 40 to 45,000 naira is based on household model. However, design the products for commercial farms based on their own specifications. So the projection we have made right now is for households, basically.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then you mentioned about
concentrated
Yes, sir.
and move from there.
Okay, so that is a correction we would take to make sure that we start from that particular place.
Okay. So my next question for now, so that buys one of your products or innovation
Yes, sir.
for 40,000. How much can I produce from this? Because at the end of the day, I'll need to sit back as an household to calculate. I buy your innovation for 40,000. How would that save my expenditure on food? Because it's only vegetables.
Yes,
so
sir.
am I going to spend 40,000 on only vegetable? What happens to yam and rice and the others that will go with the vegetable? So how long would I have to use that product to make sense to me that I've spent 40,000 to produce vegetables for my household?
For one reel of the hydroponic system of 10 meters, you will have about 10 baskets of, 3 baskets rather, of tomato, for instance. So when you have 10 reels of 10 meters each of the hydroponic system, you will the duration of the growth
To produce the 30 baskets you just mentioned.
to produce the 30 baskets. We are projecting about week 1 to week 4.
Okay.
Yes. So in the projection, households spend about 21,000 to 50,000 every single month in buying vegetables. If you put up the cost of buying our products and the nutrients, you would be able to save about 120,000 to 350,000 naira. So we look at this and say, is this reasonable enough for you to use? Yes, it is, because you use and thereby give disposable income in your house.
How do you intend to scale this? So what's your plan for managing the entire process? So if today you set up in Abuja
Yes.
and the business takes off, let's say the business takes off and business is doing good, do you have a management plan in place to how do you scale this? How do you begin to adjust if the market responds positively?
Yes.
How do you intend to manage all of the processes?
First of all, by hiring the right team based on skill base and also competent workers. So apart from the fact that we are competent enough because of our knowledge of the IoT, we to the business is going to be the increase and decrease of the components of the constructions. Now, with the advent of technology, we print out a 3D model of our system, so we do not have to construct it over and over again. So when we print out a 3D model of our IoT, all we need to do is to replicate it in the systems for all the hydroponic system, and that is why it goes as low fertilizers in farming.
The third one?
The third one is that in communities with oil speed soil, they have more advantage of farming.
Or any competition doing that? This what you're planning to do?
Sorry?
Do you have any competitors doing what you're planning to do
Yes,
currently?
we have competitors.
Mention one or two.
Miana Company is a competitor.
Where are they based?
In the city of Jos. They are the producers of Grow Your Veg. And how we intend to tackle this competition is by leveraging on e-commerce and leaning on campaigns for sustainable development.
Last question. Thank you for your answer.
Yes, sir.
My last question is, where do you think you have a larger source of revenue? Commercial farmers or home individual owners?
Any feedback given to you, there's a room for an improvement. So what you need to do, you go back, check your slide, check your product, and improve on them, so that you will have a good market. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
It's just a quick one before we go. You said that you can produce 30 baskets of tomato from the...
Yes, on 10 wheels of our hydroponic system.
So now, if I'm to ask you that, I'm probably your client.
Customer. Yes, sir.
How will you help me to create markets from the one that generates such basket of tomato?
Okay, I will help you to create markets by telling you that your home may not be able to consume that amount of tomato before it gets spoiled. However, because of the excess food, you can sell it to your immediate community and have disposable income to take care of your family, which also translates to good health and good lifestyle for your family.
So how do you help me create the market?
We can help you creating the market by linking you to people who want food.
Okay, so have you ever thought of doing dry tomatoes?
We'll put that into consideration, sir. We haven't yet. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Team Precious. Thank you, judges. You may proceed to your seat. Please, judges, you have just 3 minutes to put in your records down for Team Crestus. Judges, please help me welcome Team Ed, Federal University of Agriculture, Makodi, and their faculty guide, Engineer Professor Simon Itowange. You have a minute for your setup period.
Good afternoon, judges. My name is Edwin James.
Please hold on. You may now begin your presentation.
Good afternoon, judges. My name is Edwin James Edwin, and with me is
James Fehembo.
and we are Team Ted from the Federal University of Agriculture, Makurdi.
Benue State.
I would like to share a story of innovation, a story of failures, of setbacks, but most importantly, a story of success. The electricity industry in Nigeria has not been what it's expected to be. Erratic power supply affects businesses and communities all over the country. Now, individuals have to generate their own source of power to power their electricity and to power their homes and businesses. According to the Nigerian Power Sector Recovery Document, the erratic power supply in Nigeria results in over $25 billion in annual losses to the economy and over 6% of GDP. An estimated 14 billion are spent on powering small-scale generators each year. The same document posited that 80% of Nigerian businesses have cited power problem is most significant. This is a very huge problem. Power problem in Nigeria has created a huge unmet vacuum. To fill this niche, we, the third team from the Federal University of Agriculture, Makurdi, came up with an innovation which is seen as a game changer in the energy industry. This innovation is a hybrid power generating set developed based on the working principles of our conventional petrol generators. The internal combustion systems in regular generators and replace with a more environmentally friendly alternative. Our solution is a noiseless and fuelless. You take the battery to go and charge, then it's no longer fuelless. It's the same thing as going to buy fuel. With the spirit of innovation, we integrated a chargeback system that will bring back current back to the battery, charging it as a 2 to 1% ratio to the loss. That is to say, if the battery discharges 6 volts while powering the generator, we are charging it back with 12 volts so as to combat the battery loss and also charge the battery. The planet's depletion due to carbon emissions from generators that uses petroleum products will be saved. People can maximize their profits and revenues in their businesses. Noise pollution from generating sets in business places will be reduced. All this can be achieved with our simple solution that is a way cheaper and efficient fuelless generator. Who are our customers? Our customers are homes that rely on backup power supply. Small scale businesses like hair salons, laundries, provision shop owners, computer businesses, printing centers, fresh food sellers, shoemakers, and technopreneurs. Any other person who rely on steady power supply to serve his needs, like you and me. For our total available market, there's a saying that says charity begins at home. For me, business also begins at home. So in Wurukum, a suburb of Makurdi, Benue State, there are over 300 small-scale businesses comprising of phone and computer repairers, hair salon, laundry businesses, boutiques, and tailor. There are also 100 homes that rely on petrol generators and another at least over 30 that have some other forms of backup system. In Wurukum alone, there is a total available market of at least 400 customers. If 50 of those with petrol generators and 50 of those that are using these generators in their respective way of our product, now that will amount to 40 customers times a selling price of 85,000 naira per unit, 85,000 naira per unit. That will result in 3,400,000 naira in that geolocation alone. For our trend analysis, Nigeria with a population of over 200 million people circulates only 4,000 megawatts of generation. Nigerians self-generate around 10 generators. This creates a huge vacuum and a demand in alternate energy generating products. The third team have employed a direct sale revenue model. We believe that way we can have strong customer interaction of our product, which is an entirely unconventional product in the Nigerian market. We also believe that the direct sale business model will help us control costs and access more customers. Our assumptions on the price point profit margin: to produce one unit cost us about 67,000 naira. If we sell that one unit at a range of 80 to 85,000 naira, depending on market trends, we'll have a profit margin of about 13 to 18,000 naira. How much runaway time do we need to become cash positive? Now, the break point: if 250 units of our generator at a fixed cost of 3 million, able to sell 250 units of our generator, would have been stable as a company in the market. For our business model,
For our business model, the third team, Federal University of Agriculture, Makurdi, developed a business model that is based on, or that places more emphasis on the customers and before the product. That's why we create a value proposition for our customers that gives them energy with zero carbon emission. And also, we create a value proposition that offers strong and very efficient form of energy. And then it saves protracted cost. Over time, the cost that they would have been incurring in fueling their generator over time, it's our fueling generators helps them to save protracted cost. For our customers, the customers or people that will find our product very useful, they're actually businesses that rely on steady power supply to run. And then also 80% of Nigerians that have stated power supply problems as one of the critical problems facing their startups or their SMEs. Then how do we get these products to our customers? That's why our channels that will be reaching our customers is through physical and direct sale. And also we will be selling through our website when we create, and then social media. We will leverage on the power of social media to send our products out, to tell the world of our product. Our customers, we will be able to create relationship with them where we under promise and then we over deliver. We tell them time that we are going to get their products for them, and then we make sure that we deliver faster than that, and we make sure that we are very accessible to them, and then we are very credible with information. And then the streams of income, we've employed a direct sales model, and then we've also employed customized designs for persons. The one that we sampled here, it's around 7 to 900 watts, but also there are persons that have specialized needs that we will have to customize it for them to serve their particular load analysis. For instance, a customer calls us and tells us that, okay, this is my business, this is what I want to power. We come to your place, we carry out a load analysis of what you have. Then we know the total power that we're going to make our calculation and then tie our innovation around.
Who are our competitors? Renewable energy companies, petrol generator manufacturers and distributors. The fuelless generator industry in Nigeria has not been saturated, so we will serve as pioneers in that subspace, setting the trend for others who may have to follow. So in the end, we shall be the competition for future companies to come. For our go-to market, we plan to enter a market of commercial areas with poor electricity, rural businesses in communities without electricity. Our distribution channels, which we will deploy, are a distribution plan with direct sale, intensive distribution, selective distribution, and exclusive distribution of our product. Now, for our pricing strategy, we have employed cost plus pricing with low profit margin and a penetration pricing for users to test our products, which are cheaper to other sources of renewable energy. Through direct sale and intensive sale, we stock up electricity shops to ensure that our products are accessible to people in the market.